Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the 29th review of the Euro Snus playlist. That playlist and another review from it will pop up on screen in the last 20 seconds of this video. I also want to draw your attention to the two links in the description. It is how the channel is funded. I thank you for your consideration. So for this one, we will be taking a look at Islay Whiskey Snus. This is a GN tobacco product. Islay is a island in Scotland, northern Scotland. So when they say whiskey here, you want to be thinking single malt, okay? You want to be thinking Scotch. Islay is known for very high-end, very high-rated single malt Scotch. And when I say high-end, there's companies that make some cheap bottles that run for $90 to $100 for a bottle of what amounts to 10-year or 8-year. Mind you, though, I have seen stuff that's gone all the way up to 54 years. You don't want to know the price tag on that, and I do not know the exchange rate at the moment, so I'm not quite sure if I could tell you. Anyway, this is a high-end product. It has some interesting packaging. We're going to take it over to the desk, take a closer look at that packaging and the product inside. Back in a moment. Somewhat interestingly, this is one of the first snus products I ever had. And I don't know why that is, because it's a little bit out of my league to appreciate it at the time. But as you can see, it's got a pretty decorative lid. The interesting thing about this lid, and I cannot remember because it's been a little bit over a decade now, whatever the base material is of the lid, what you're looking at here is sort of padding on top of that. And it comes off as everything being embossed. The lines, definitely this, the letters. This stuff here is flat to the can, but this down here is raised. Everything is raised. Now, it does have a little scuffing on it. That is because I had to remove one of the aftermarket English or American warning labels that's put on the products before they come over to the United States. I also removed one from the banding on the side, so you can see the Swedish warning label, oh my god, barcode, security seal, and back around. The interesting thing here is this appears to possibly be removable too, this second banding. So I'm not quite sure what that's about, but we may check that out. So you have the Swedish warning up top, you have the ingredients over here, the manufacturer's information, which is GN tobacco, and then you have a production date and a best before date. So the production date was the 6th of November 2024, and the best before is the 6th of November 2025. So I am not sure when this is going to YouTube. So I will point it out. I doubt it's that late in the year, but just in case, today's date is the 28th of January 2025. So I am interested to see if this banding here comes off, because I think the can would look even better without it. So we're gonna I find it odd that they have this black, it almost looks like a pull tab, although it's not acting as such. Let's see if, no, I think I'll forego that for right now and just cut into this if I can. Wow, that is some rubbery plastic going on there. I'm not even sure how to go about this. Wow, okay. We may be pulling this knife back into play. I really didn't want to do this, but that works all right. It's like a heavy plastic band. I don't even want to say it's rubbery. I can't even tell. It's so well on there. I should have paused this for this. I apologize. I did not foresee. This is, as you just saw as we were going past it there, an original portion product. Moist pouch, basically. Let's see if that does anything. Nope. Sort of. Maybe. Oh my god. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second and cut the rest of this. I'm back and I'm still cutting. Oddly enough, this security seal is actually harder to break through than the rest of the product. So I don't know if that's by design. Like, did they actually make a security seal that acts as a security seal? Man, tell me this is going to open. Okay. I think we got it now. I think. Oh. Oh. And oddly enough, what is going on here? Although this is vaguely familiar. Get out of here. They're not doing it this way, are they? Yeah, they are. You got an internal used portion, and that is a metal lid. Now, that is rare with Swedish Snus products in general. And anymore, this internal catch lid is also fairly rare. I sort of had forgotten about this. It's coming back to me now, though. As you can see, though, even though that's metal, it's sort of padded. Oh, did we get off somehow by some way? Are you going to come off? Oh, yes, you... Ah! All right. We'll come back to that. So what you're looking at there is what I am going to guess is 20 pouches, but I will take a count while we're bringing it back up top. They are brown and stained because this is original portion. This is not white portion. There is a higher moisture level with the product. Taking one out. They're not quite as long. You know what? No, they're not quite as long as a dip pouch, and they're not quite as wide. That said, they're pretty darn close in both directions. I can smell this stuff coming up. So with that, I'm going to throw it in here. We're going to take it back up top. While it is paused, I will take a pouch count. Back in a moment. Okay, and I am back. So let's bring this down just a little bit. Sorry. The count in the can is 20. The pouches, as you saw, are fairly moist. That said, handling them doesn't really leave anything on the hands. So I'm going to fluff one of these up, which is just me sort of breaking the tobacco up in the pouch. Put it in. Now, smell off the can is scotch. There's no other way to put it. Keep in mind it's not quite the same as in smell, but definitely not taste, but in smell as bourbon or sour mash or rye. Wow, that really clamps down. It will probably take a minute to juice up, I am guessing. I have it down bottom. Yes, I know. It goes up top. The interesting thing is about this, and you will be seeing this because, of course, I had to get it. Unlike when I had this, whenever that was, 12 years ago. Might have been longer, actually. This product now has two variants. Originally, it only had these. Now, in present day, there's a loose, and I have it here, and you will probably be seeing it soon. So I will be interested to see how that goes. I am actually getting light sensation at contact point. I'm going to pause this again while this juices up a little bit, all right? So snus just takes so long to gauge anything. Okay, so I am back, and I have been a little while. It did take a little bit, and I did not get it all off. But that second banding going around that I had a hard time cutting through, keeping in mind I had already removed the warning labels that they stuck on aftermarket because this was shipping to the U.S., that underbanding that was from the company also comes off. Now, I still have it on the edge of the lid, but when you take it off, that is what it looks like. I still have some of it. You can see printing right there. That is on the lid. So some of it's still on, but that's what it looks like underneath. It would appear that the side is padded as well. It's on a plastic can, and you can actually see where it builds onto that. It's a very nice package. In fact, I would go as far as to say that it is probably the classiest packaging of any smokeless product anywhere that I know of. I already sort of knew that coming into this, but removing that banding is definitely, now I'm pretty darn sure. As far as the product in the mouth, it gets very strong flavor-wise. It takes a little while, as snus does. It probably will take longer up top. That's why I put it in the bottom. It juices up, and there is mild mouth feel at contact points on your gum, on the cheek. It does produce... Let me put it this way. I've spit a couple times. Because you start getting sensation, and it's not irritation so much as it's, take it as nicotine absorption in the upper but back of your throat. So there is a lot of flavor, a surprising amount of flavor when compared to that general product named Voyage, the Brooklyn, which you have already got. Flavor release wise, many times more over. This is also sort of sweet in a way, but it's got some zing to it. The product is impressive outside of me, blathering on about the packaging. The product itself is impressive. Nicotine, I would say, one pouch will do you, okay? Unless you're putting in like full cheeks of like Levi Garrett's signature. One pouch will do. I wouldn't start more than that. As you can see, it is producing, the feel part has gone away. I'm not feeling the contact sensation anymore, but it's doing something that I'm not noticing because my mouth keeps filling up with saliva. Could you swallow it? Yeah, you probably could. I'm just not used to the product. The throat sensation would probably go away. Do I think you need to spit? No, I don't think you need to. I don't think I need to right now. I'm choosing to because I don't want to ingest that much nicotine at this time of night. But all in all, are you going to tell a real big difference between single malt and bourbon flavors? That depends probably on you. If you're really, really attuned to bourbon and use other bourbon-themed products that are really close to bourbon in your mind, you may be able to tell the difference here. A lot of people, though, that aren't alcoholics are just going to... I'm kidding. Sorry. I wish I could have said that like straight face, too. Damn it. A lot of people are going to just, oh, this is whiskey. It's whiskey, and it's a very different whiskey than, let's say, Copenhagen Black. There's a very big difference there. All in all, good product. This came to me via Snus Central. This review is thanks to private donations from Mr. Greg Lammers. So if you see him in the comments area, give him a thank you. Mr. Lammers, I thank you. Sound product all around. One that something like this, I really had, even though it's not a flavor profile I would go to myself, gravitate to. This is one of those things where aesthetics, quality, all come together in a way where, yeah, you know what, I'm really digging this. So this has been my review of Islay Whiskey Snus from GN Tobacco. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do thank you all for watching. As always, do take care of yourselves, and God bless.